Hello students, today we will be understanding CSS properties. In our previous lecture, we have seen what is CSS, what are the different types of CSS, and how CSS coding is to be written. Okay, in CSS, we are supposed to write different properties. And in today's lecture, we will cover all different kinds of properties. Okay, with the examples so that you will understand how these CSS properties are written. How these CSS properties are written. So let us continue with all the properties. First, color property. Okay, make sure we are going with American English, COLOR and not COLOUR. Okay, it's color. Value for color attribute, we give any color name, a plain color name. Okay, either a plain color name or we can also give a hexadecimal color code. Okay, what is the use of it? Use of it is to change the color of the element. Use of it is change the color of the text or element. How do we write it? To any of the HTML element, whether it is H1 or any other table, body, any HTML element. Okay, now in this example I have used H1. Color is the name of the property, colon, and value is red. Value is red. Property and value I have to write into curly brackets. Okay, let us see the output of this. Output is something like this. You see, I'll show you in bigger font, and let us also see the code, what the code I have written for this. Okay, code I have written is, yes, within a style tag, I am using an internal style sheet in over here. To a body, I have written color red. To H1, I have written color in an hexadecimal code, and one more to paragraph tag along with a class, I have written RGB color function. So there are three ways we can give the value to a color. Color equals plain color name, color equals hexadecimal color code, and RGB function. Okay, see, in body, whatever I write, that will be into red color. Explicitly, if something is written within H1, then that will get this color, and if something is written in a paragraph, I'll get in this color. Okay, you see over here, body will have red color, the entire body will have red color. H1, use of color property in this text will be into the color what I specify for H1, and this part will be seen in a color what I specify for the paragraph. You see over here, the entire body first of all is into red color. Then H1, this and this is in H1, which is displayed into a green color, and paragraph is displayed with a class. What is class? Later I explain you, but paragraph is displayed into a blue color. So this is how the color goes. This is how the color is written. Color attribute, or sorry, color property is written. Next, we have background color. Again, make a note, it's COLOR. Background color. Okay, value, again same, you give a color name, either as a plain color name, hexadecimal color code, or you can give it into RGB function. What is the use of it? To set the background color to your web page or HTML element. background color to a web page or HTML element. You see over here, body, how do we write? Example, body, in a curly bracket I have written background dash color. Make sure it is a dash, background dash color. If I write background space color, if you give space, it won't work. If you give back space ground dash color, it won't work. Its properties are to be written as it is, background dash color colon yellow. Okay, let us see the output. You see, a background color I have given in green, and to a hello world I have given background color as yellow. Okay, this is how the output is, background color. Okay, let us see the code for this. Code for this was, you see, within a style tag I have written body and h2. In body I have written background color light green, and for h2 I have written background color yellow. Output for entire body, it gives me light green color, and only for h2, this h2 hello world, it is giving me yellow. This h3 I have not defined in style, hence this h3 don't get any style. Okay, this is how the output is, background color light green, and this h2 is displayed in yellow color as I have written the code. Next, font weight. Next is font weight, font dash weight. Value to font weight is normal, bold, bolder, lighter, 100, 200, and it goes on, maximum up to 900. The higher the number, more weight, more darken the text will be. Okay, lighter in to a light dark. Okay, for the weight, the strongness of the display characters, how it will display, how bold it will display, that we specify with the help of font weight. Use to bold the text. Okay, example, I'm using this example over here. It is P for paragraph, font dash weight colon 300. So any of the value from here you can give. Normal, bold, bolder, lighter. Students, you have to write the values fast. As I go ahead, you have to write the name of a property and the values. Okay. For 3 correct answers, I may ask what is a correct value for font weight. So I can ask 3 values from here and some wrong values. So you have to correct the 3 values properly. Okay, let me show you an example. How does it work? See over here. Okay, now actually the darkness you may not notice, but some text you see over here, this is less dark, whereas this is more dark. Okay, if you can see it properly, this is light. Okay, let me show you the code. Code is something like this. I have written one paragraph with a normal. I have written another paragraph with light, thick, bold, and 900. Okay, I have 4 paragraphs. Okay, or 4 texts you can say. P class equal normal. This is classes and IDs. Classes and IDs we have further to study, but right now only understand this part. Okay, font weight equal normal for first P, then I have font weight equal lighter, then bold, and then 900. So which is the first hello world will be into a normal, then second will be lighter hello, this will be little bold, and this will be the highest boldness. Okay, this will be the output for that code. Next property, font style. Okay, three values for font style: italic, oblique, or normal. Italic, oblique, or normal. Italic, oblique, almost same. A slanting text will be displayed. Used to italicize the text. Font style equals italics. Either you can say italics or italics. Okay, this is how we give. Let us see output. This is output, students. The font style property. This is a normal. This is a slanting, italic, oblique, almost same. Italic and oblique. Either you can give normal value, italic value, or oblique value. Okay. Code to display this, I have written like this. You see, font style normal, font style italic, and font style oblique. Okay, for 3P. So this will be displayed. This is A. A is this part, class A. So class B is italic, C is italic. So if it is class A, this will display normal text, this will display in italics, this will display in oblique. Italics, obliques, almost same, students. You see the output. Next, text decoration. Value for text decoration is line through, underline, overline, none, solid, wavy, dotted, dashed, double. Different types of text decoration. Some lines, some underlines, overline may appear, you can give to the text. Okay, property is used to add strike through marks, underline, overstrike, and to remove underline from links. Okay, normally we get underline to the links. Whatever you write into anchor tag, we get into blue color and into an underline. So if you want to remove that underline, you can write none value. Okay, there will be no underline for that hyperlink text. That way, to remove underline from link, we can use this text decoration. Example, how do we write text decoration colon underline or text decoration colon none? I'll show you the output. You see the output. This is overlined. This is strike through. This is underline. This is overline and underline. Okay, I'll show you the code for this. You see, overline, line through, underline, and underline overline. More than one value can also be given to a property with a space. So it is overline as well as underline. Okay. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4. For H1, for H2, this is H2. For H2, it is text decoration overline. For H3, text decoration is line through. H4 is underline, and H5 it is underline overline. So this is how the output is displayed. Let's move on to the new property. Text align. All of you know align property. Aligning is to align the text or HTML element to left, right, or center. Or if it is in paragraph, then you justify. Okay, this property is used to control the horizontal alignment of any block level text that are paragraphs, table, and other elements. How do we write? Text align colon center. Text align colon center. Value is left, right, center, or justify. Output, let me show you. Something like this. You see, this is center. Text align is center. Here, text align is left. Here, text align is right side. And this is justify. You see the difference between left. See over here, some space is there. Here, no space. So properly equal spaces are distributed between the words. So that is justify. So text align property. How will be the output? The code. You see the code, all of you. I have written in a style. Div tag I have used, all of you. Make a note over here. I have written div tag over here. And a class A. What is class? Later I'll explain you what is classes. Right now concentrate on this. Text align center, then text align left, text align right, and text align justify. I have written these 4 paragraphs down, which first one is centered. This will be, I have written div class equals A. So this entire will be centered. When I write div class equal B, this will be left, right, and justified. And this is an output for that. Font family. CSS property, font family, font dash family. Okay, here we specify the font name. Okay, so that the text will appear into a particular font. Okay, this is used to control the fonts. Example over here, I have used Arial font over here for P element. Output, this is an output. Okay, here I use Times New Roman, here I use Arial. Code for this is font family Times New Roman times serif. For B class I have written font family Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. Okay, you write more than one font. All of you make a note. If value of a property has space, like Times New Roman has space within, then has to be enclosed in double quotes. Make a note, all of you. If a value of a property contains space within, then it has to be enclosed in double quotes. Second value times, third value serif. Font family here over here, font family Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. You see there is no space in Arial, so no double quote. Here also no double quote. Here also no double quote. Okay, but if it is a space, you have to give double quotes. Okay, in body I have written P class equals A. So whenever I use A, this style will be applied, and when I use B, this style will be applied. Now which font from here? It will search for Times New Roman in the local computer. In the local computer, if first font is not found, then it will give that text into second font. If second font is also not found onto the computer, then it will search for third font and it will display the text in that third font. Okay, that's why I have written, or we have to give more than one font. You don't know the client computer. Onto internet there are many clients. Your website will be visited by many client computers. Which client computer has what font and what not, that you don't know. Hence better give 3 to 4 fonts so that your website will be displayed into those 3 to 4 any of the one font. If first font is missing, it will display your web page into second font, web page, or that particular HTML element. This is the output. Next, all of you, after font family, font size. Font size value we give number into pixels, number in inch, number in mm, cm, pt. These are what? These are the units in which we specify the value for font size. I write 5px means 5 pixels. If I write 5in means 5 inch, 5 mm, 5 centimeters, and 5 points. Point is what we get the font size in Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Okay, this property allows you to control the size of the font. Example, font dash size colon 10px. 10px means 10 pixels. So text will be displayed into the size of 10 pixels. Let us see the output. This is the output. Okay, in a particular font size. I'll show you the code. Font size 15px. Font size here I use large, and font size here I use into percentage. Okay, this will be into 15 pixels, largest possible size, and 150%. So this is how this text will be displayed. Fifteen pixels. 15 pixels. Then we have letter spacing. We have next property as letter spacing. Spacing between the letters, between the characters. Okay, again here also we specify value in pixel and mm, cm, and pt. Okay, helps in controlling the horizontal spacing between characters of the text. Okay, how do we write? Letter dash spacing colon 5 pt. Letter spacing. Let me show you the output. You see the spacing between the characters or letters. Here it is more, here it is less, here very, very close. See, letter spacing equals 6 pixels, here 3 pixels, whereas this I have written as -1 pixel. So this hello world will be displayed between the two characters, between H and E. There will be 6 pixels. When I say 3 pixel, between H and E over here will be 3 pixel, whereas here -1 pixel. Very, very, very less, very close text is displayed. You see over here, very close the text is displayed. Next, after letter spacing, we have padding. Okay, value we specify only in pixels. This property is used when you want to add blank spaces around the content of an element. Around the content. Okay, around the content means there is a container. In container there is a text. Oh, complete web page in a container for a body tag. Okay, so around you want to leave some, you can space a margin space. Okay, a blank space around all four sides, then we make use of padding. Here H1 is used. Let us see the output, all of you. See this space around. Okay, this blank white space. See here there is no blank white space, whereas here there is a blank white space. Okay, padding creates an extra space within an element, while margin creates extra space around the element. Within, with this element starts from here. Element starts from this edge. From this edge, this much space. Okay, let me show you the code what I have written. See over here, border 1px and solid red. Okay, means it will display me border in red color. Okay, and padding is 35 pixels. So red color border with padding 35 pixels. From here 35 pixel, here 35 pixel, here 35 pixel. Here it depends upon how big your paragraph is. Then next I have margin 35 pixel. There is difference between padding and margin. See, padding is from the element, the text, and the element starts from this border. So from your H1 element starts from this border. So from here to this is padding. Whereas margin is the edge of the web browser. From the edge of the web browser, this space will be left. Okay, how much space? 35 pixels. 35 pixels from the margin. So from the this is margin. Margin is from the edge of the web browser. So here I am showing you the difference between margin and padding. Padding creates extra space within an element, while margin creates extra space around the element. Just to explain you what is padding, I also explain you what is margin. Border. Okay, just now to H1 we have seen border example, but what it is? Value solid double groove ridge inset outside dotted dash. Make a note, students. This property adds a border to a web page element. Okay, solid means solid line, double means double line. The groove, the different styles of the line. There will be dotted border, there will be dashed border. Okay, we can also specify a color to the border. Here example, the border is color. So value after this we give a color. You see, I'll show you the output. Make a note over here. You see how the border is. You see dotted border. Okay, color blue and double border. This is double line border. I'll show you the code for this. Okay, border 5 pixel thick, solid and in red color. Border again 4 pixel thick. This should be dotted in blue color, and this is just a double line. So H2 will be in red border with thickness 5 pixel and a solid line. This will be dotted line and this will be double line. So this is how I have written the code. Code has to be written in style. Okay, You see H2 in curly bracket I have written this H3, and here div element with double border. Background image, all of you. Background image. Okay, value you specify with the help of URL. URL is a function, and in bracket I specify name of an image file. Okay, X is a path of an image file, a name of an image file. To set the image as a background of your web page or any element. Your body background image value I write URL, in bracket I write the name of my JPG file. Name of the JPG file. Let us see the output. You see the output over here. This is an background. This is an image, background image I have over here, so with which has lines. Okay, background image property. Okay, what is the code I have written for this? Is background image URL and this opaper.gif, zero paper.gif. This is name of the paper which I get for a background. Okay, I have also written background color. Okay, so out of which what I get what? I get an image and not a background color. You see, body, background image, background color. So if image is not found, then I'll get a color. But if image is there, then I'll get an image. So either of one I will get, either image or a color. Okay, first you get a color, and then on color you get an image. So obviously image will be seen. Okay, background image property. Okay, so for entire body I'll have an image, that is this. Then you have margin left. You have margin left. The left side margin, you left side of the margin. Okay, value we specify into pixels, points, centimeter, and the other units what I used in CSS. Okay, it sets the margin area on the left side of the element. Margin dash left 10 pixel. Okay, previously we have seen only margin. Okay, with the help of padding, at time of padding I showed you the margin property. This is margin left, from margin to be the margin area on the left side of an element. Let me show you the code. You see, to this paragraph I have a margin. Okay, to this paragraph I have a margin. Let me show you the code. See, margin left 30 pixel. Okay, for the class EX. So here I have a normal P, here I have P with class EX. So this will have 30 pixels. This text or this paragraph will have 30 pixel margin. You see, this paragraph has 30 pixel left margin. These are all different CSS properties. There are more CSS properties, okay, with related to some important uh, selectors, okay, selectors and uh, positioning that ahead we will be understanding. Before that, let us now understand what is CSS ID and what is CSS class. So ID selector and class selector, okay, these were all different properties in CSS. These are not the only properties. There are lot many properties in CSS. Your book speaks only these many properties and some more are ahead, but these are very few properties what your book speaks. Okay, there are lot many properties. When you know how to use these few properties slowly from net, you can understand many other different properties, and accordingly you can design your own web page. Now, CSS ID selector. What is ID? Okay, during my first lecture we came across ID and class. At that time I told you this we will learn when we understand what is CSS. So right now we are understanding ID selector. The ID selector selects the ID attribute. ID stands for identity. Identity of that element. Okay. So identity of an element we understand with the ID attribute of any tag. At that time I also said ID and class are universal attributes. Universal attributes means can be used with any HTML element. Okay, so ID selector selects the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element. For a particular specific element, if you want to give a style, then we make use of ID. And ID is always unique for a specific element within the page, so it is unique element. Make a note, it is a unique within a page. It is written with the hash character. It is written with a hash character. Okay, followed by ID name. We give ID name with a hash if I want to use that ID. Okay, I'll show you the example later. First, let us look at this example. You see HTML head titles is an ID selector example in title. See the style. In style what I have written hash, name of an ID, and these are my selectors. Selector over here I use as text align and color. Okay, the properties I have used here is text align and color. Okay, I have given it with the help of a hash and some name. Now here this is not an actual HTML element. Okay, it is not a selector h1 h2 body. Okay, it is any name. Para1 is any name. It is not an HTML element, but we accompany it with the help of a hash. So this becomes an ID, and when I want to use this I will use like this: p id equals para. Okay, so this element hello students will get this style. See, another p I have not written id, so this will not be affected, whereas hello students will be center aligned and in blue color, something like this, center aligned in blue color. Okay, you want to see the output of this code in a web browser, I click on output. See over here, hello students in blue colored and in the center, and this p is not affected. See the code I have written. Okay, hash para. Okay, style. Then I implemented that style with the help of ID. When it is hash, it should be ID. And this is the output. This is the code for it. One more example I would like to show you. Similar example. You see, text align center, color red. For para, this will be in a red color. This paragraph will not be affected. ID equals para 1. Here I have defined this style with hash para, means this is an ID. Then class selector. Okay, difference between ID and class. Okay, for ID you use hash, for class you use dot. You see dot over here? Okay, a full stop. The class selector selects HTML element with specific class attribute. Again, for a particular class. Okay, it is used with a period character, that means a dot character. Okay, followed by the class name. The class selector is used when you want to change a group of elements. ID was unique for a particular element. Class, if you want it for to give to a group of elements within an HTML page. The class name should not start with a number. Make sure the class name never starts with a number. And let us see an example over here. I have written dot intro. Previously it was hash para. Name can be any name, whether it is intro or para or ABC or PQR. Name of class and ID can be any, but if it is dot, it's class. If it is hash, it is ID. Here I have written h1 class equal intro, p class equal intro. I can use a class for different HTML elements. Whereas ID can, if I use for h1, I cannot use for p. Okay, output of this will be whatever I write, both will be into blue colored and into centered, something like this, blue colored and center. Output I'll show you. Something like this. Output will be something like this, in blue colored center. Okay, code, let me show you the code for this. You see, h1 and p. So this will be having h1 style as well as intro style. This will have a p style as well as intro style. So h1 is big style and into intro style. This is p, a paragraph style, a normal size with intro style. More example. I click over here. Okay, similar kind of example. Okay, red and center aligned, red and center aligned. What is the code I have written for this? I have written as dot center is name of my class. So I use class equal center for h1 as well as for p. This is the output. Class selector for a specific element, to specify only one specific element. That means you want to use class, but you want to use that class as ID for a specific element. Okay, then you do it something like this. You see, p.intro. So this class will only be used with the help of p element. So here if I write h1 class equal intro, this will not be affected because I cannot use this intro class with any other element than p. So I can write like this also, p.intro, name of the element or name of the selector dot class name. This also can be done. Output will be almost similar. Then universal selector, students. Universal selector. Universal selector is used as a wildcard character. It selects all the elements on the web page. Okay, a wildcard character. So you see, star is said to be a wildcard character, and this star means it selects all the elements on the web page. That means it can be used with all the elements. To all the elements, that style will be applied. It is like an universal style. For entire body section, the color will be in green and font size will be 20 pixels as per this example. Let us see the output. I click on the output over here. Output is shown something like this. Okay, I'll show you the code simultaneously. You see, wildcard character star, color green, font size 20 pixels. So whether it is written, some text is written in normal body, whether it is written in H2, whether it is written in P with some of the ID or with some of the class, okay, it will be seen like this. It will be affected for entire web page. So if you want a particular style to be affected to the entire web page, then we give it with the help of star or asterisk symbol, which is said to be a universal selector. Universal selector. Okay, group selector now, all of you. The grouping selector is used to select all the elements with the same style definitions. It is used to minimize the code. That means different selectors, same style. Okay, and to separate them, we use comma. You see the code over here. Instead of writing like this, H1, H2, P, which has same style, you can write like this, H1, H2, P. So instead of writing it separately, you write it with a comma. You write it with the help of comma for same style. That is called group selector. I have grouped H1, H2 and P selector to a same style. That is group selector. You see, H1, H2, P, same style. H1, hello heading, H2, hello heading 2 and P, all this will have same style. You see the output over here. Positioning in CSS is another topic, okay, that I'll be explaining you into next lecture. Okay, thank you for today. Have a nice day. Students, positioning in CSS we will be learning in our next session. If you like today's session, okay, please subscribe this YouTube channel and also click onto the bell icon so that you get the notification for new videos that I'll be uploading. Thank you. Have a nice day.